And hello again, friends. I'm Covenant Ironface, my partner Dracmo Chris, and the rest of the gang. Phantom Curse, Jack Blade, and Mr. Ark Rose. So, yesterday we actually went to go see Criminal as a personal request. The reason we didn't actually do a video for that one is because we honestly didn't have a lot to say about it.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, he fell asleep, and I was mostly bored throughout the movie.
Sounds like a
How
good sign.
do you fail so bad where you have Tommy Lee Jones, Ryan Reynolds, and Gary Oldman all in an epic freaking movie, and you bore your audience?
So,
anyways, moving on. Like I said, we don't have much to say about it. So, tonight we actually went to go see Ratchet and Clank. Yay! Nobody knows what the hell we're talking about because it wasn't really that very well advertised either. But we went to go see it. We're all nerds and we like video games and movies.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know that it was gonna come out until you sent a message going, Ratchet and Clank, ? It's like the game? No, there's a movie. What?
Yeah? I actually knew about it since January.
I'm glad you knew about
It's
it.
actually got some fairly good actors though. It's got John Goodman, Sylvester Stallone, and Paul Giamatti. So, what the hell?
And Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
but for once, I'm going to have to put a big spoiler alert here before we get going. This has a lot and ties in with the 2016 game. Which means anything, if you're going to play the game and you expect a different story, you won't, and we don't want to ruin anything for those of you. But
try
not
to
that
give out
hard.
spoilers anyway.
It's not that hard though. This movie doesn't try very hard in the story department. Give me a rundown, Jack. What do you think of the story for this movie?
It's just your typical video game story. It's, lowly protagonist suddenly gets recruited into heroes and goes to save the galaxy.
that's a short version, but yeah, that's
Well,
about
what he asked for.
that's about right.
Yeah.
It just like the original Ratchet and Clank, the game that goes along with this is supposed to be a reboot. So we find that Ratchet is working at basically a car garage.
Yeah, mechanic shop.
With dreams to join the Rangers, the Space Rangers. To
Disney
infinity.
Princess sent him once more.
Through a little bit of work he meets his famous buddy Clank, and they save the day. He gets a chance to be in the Rangers, and most of you, if you've played the video game, you know how it goes from there. If you haven't, it's beyond that. It's just it feels exactly like a video game. Here's a level, here's the next boss, here's the next boss, here's the next event, here's the next level.
There's a whole lot less platforming. I was waiting for the controllers to come out.
No, it wasn't that 3D.
They tried to put part of it as
Yeah.
with the
So buzzsaw.
Well, we saw it in 2D, but
Anyways, my big shtick is usually the characters of the movie, but we really don't get much character development except for Ratchet. Even Clank really doesn't get much screen time. It's usually just, hey, I have an idea. Go do science-y thing and we'll win. Okay, we go do science-y thing. Quirky bad things happen and we still survive somehow.
it just seems kind of appropriate for Clank to have kind of a robotic personality.
Would someone slap that? Anyways,
To interject, even in the game series before on the old PlayStations, you really don't get much of the characters until later on in the games. Like the second and third one, that's when you really find out about the characters.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like a lot of people are undeveloped, and not just our main character, but our sub characters all feel like they need more work. Pretty much everyone feels like they're there for comedic reference, and
not comedy, comedic reference.
yeah,
That's
they're.
the difference.
I will say that the movie does really good for shooting at its fandoms and its fans for its previous games, and even for other PlayStation games. It has some jokes in there, but
Not all of them work. In fact, very few of them work.
it's not necessarily that they don't work, in my opinion. It's more that you can't build a movie off of this. We have nothing else to say about our characters, though, beyond that. They're most of them are joke. The villain is your classic evil villain. Your hero is the hero. They're all archetypes that you expect in a game, every game.
It's like, the only thing that I really have good to say about this movie is it does look beautiful. I'm a huge fan of animation, and the modeling and the textures and the stuff in this movie are fantastic. Not quite in the same way as Jungle Book, but in its own world, this was a beautiful movie. It just didn't have much to actually show.
I think they hit the nail on the head though when they made the comment that it was like, you know, the typical video game scenario. Because, like, honestly, in video game form, the movie worked. Throw in a few platforming sections, you know, that Ratchet and Clank is known for, and you're set to go.
Yeah.
That's
But
and
it
here's
doesn't justify the effort and the time and money to make it into a full-blown movie.
I would actually have to agree. And like we were saying, this was made alongside the new reboot game, Ratchet and Clank 2016. And I have not seen all the gameplay for it, but from what I have seen, I can attest that the movie, cutscenes from the movie are in the game. I don't know how much of it is, but they do use the exact same shots and everything for the game cinematics that they did for the movie.
That works so well for Defiance.
Well,
It works so well for Defiant.
in this case, you say you can't see how they justify making it into a full-blown movie. If, you know, they're using the movie bits as, you know, the cutscene fodder, they probably just took the cutscenes and combined them.
And
They do that a lot.
but that makes it, in my opinion, that's actually a less quality. The movie should have added more to what was already for the game universe. It should have given us either some backstory or something extra.
Like, I understand video games are getting really cinematized lately, and I don't mind that. But the time and money and effort to separate that and make it into a theater release movie, I just don't see the justification for it.
What do you have to say, Jack, since...
Money! That's the only justification I can see for that. It's, you know...
But, so, do you think it was worth it, though? Like, did you enjoy the movie?
I enjoyed the movie, but at the same time, I understand it doesn't justify the means.
So, what about you?
I liked it, me personally, from playing a lot of the previous games, from 1 all the way to the last one I played was Size Matters and Future Tools of Destruction. It had a lot of references to me that I recognized because, like, the part of the movie where the main character ends up saving everybody at the beginning, I'm not going into detail on it, that location was one I recognized from Future Tools of Destruction, so I had a lot of hidden stuff that I recognized myself.
But at the same time, that wasn't hidden because that's also in the new game. That's the intro to the new game. So
Without playing the reboot game, that's how I recognize it.
I would say if they hadn't released the game, I think the movie would have stood more on its own.
I don't think so, because it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. And it violated rule number 1, which, at least as far as I'm concerned, which is this movie did not entertain.
It
Okay.
entertained me. I liked it.
So we've got the real question, whether we liked it or not, do you think it is worth going to see in theaters?
Maybe not in theaters. I think it'd probably be better off as like an extra on like the game disc or something.
That would have been justifiable to me, but
Yeah,
not for a full theater release.
But I got a lot of enjoyment out of it myself, and it honestly makes me more amped to play the game, knowing that at the very least the cutscenes are going to be halfway decent.
What do you have to say?
Honestly, I'm kind of on the fence because, on the one hand, I really enjoyed the movie. It was funny. The action sequences were well done, but at the same time, it feels like
Cash in.
cash in, and it would have been better as like an extra on the game or just a DVD.
So you weren't even entertained. What do you have to add to that, or do you feel the same?
I liked it, and it entertained me for what a movie is supposed to do, is be entertainment that you go and pay. It is a good family-oriented movie, so that's something that sometimes we haven't seen a lot of nowadays.
That is true. That is a good point to
Yeah,
point
that
out.
would be
There
good for
was
kids.
I can't even think of one point where there was like the normal, like, let's make a bad joke that the children won't understand. So it's, which some people do enjoy in movies, but yeah, no, he's right. Very family oriented. There's nothing here that's bad. But I have to agree with the others here. I don't think it was worth going to see in the theaters. Maybe as a straight to DVD release, that would have been great, or an extra for the game. I think that would be great. But if you're literally
Special edition.
special edition, yeah, special edition, you guys would have made the same amount of money on that actually, and people would have enjoyed it more.
Like
But
just bundle the movie with the game.
But if you're literally taking the cutscenes that you used for the game and just slapping them together for a full movie with probably some in-between stuff, yeah, I don't think it's really worth going to see. And I believe you agree the same.
Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate this movie. This movie doesn't have enough bad things in it, really, to make me hate it. It just wasn't entertaining to me, and I don't agree. It
Did
worth
reference
seeing.
one of your favorite characters.
Yes, it did. That doesn't make a good movie.
Yeah.
In fact, 1 second clip of
Slight.
Sly Cooper does not make anything. It's
So-
just, ha.
So, overall, mildly entertaining, I think, is the best we've got from it, but probably not worth going to see in the theaters. In fact, although we don't know exactly how much is in the game, if you've got a group of friends of about 6 people who are willing to go pay $10 to go see it in the theaters each, why don't you all go save up your $10 each and buy a copy of the game?
Yeah. Take turns playing through the levels until you die. There you go.
I will
Yeah.
say, if I didn't know that there was cutscenes from the game, that's just kind of, to me, that feels like just laziness.
See, and that's part of what we're saying, too.
Yeah. It would be better as an extra on the game disc.
So
Or a
wait up for at least for a DVD release, or if you're going to get the game, don't go see the movie. It's probably just an extra bite of your time for something that you're going to have already seen by playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's our agreement overall.
I think that's about the best we can get.
What's next on our list that we
Next week is Captain America.
Captain America.
Civil War.
Yeah.
This guy's
I don't-
Team Iron Man though.
Huh.
What he did? He's got an Iron Man shirt on.
Undercover.
Undercover.
Liar!
Spider-Man back here.
Spider-Man.
He's not Iron Man, he's Titanium Man. Get it
Anyway,
right.
I don't think we're going to actually do a video next week because my opinions are pretty much going to be the same. Go watch the movie. I also have to take a long road trip to New Orleans, so I'm going to be on the road. Not be
If
able to
we
do
are
this.
able to do it, it will be late, but we will probably try and get something in, at least a small amount of opinions. Before we go, though, I never asked this, and this would be great. Team Iron Man or Team Captain?
I kind of go for Cap, man. He's always
Captain
fighting
America.
for freedom.
What about you?
I gotta go with Captain America.
Cap. Duh.
Oh God, I hate all of you. Team Iron Man all the way. Anyways, guys, if you like our rants, go ahead and click that subscribe button and follow us along. And if you like the video by itself, go ahead and click like. Whatever order you want to click them in, we don't care. Like, subscribe.
Or give us your opinions. Are you for Cap or are you for
Yeah, give us your opinions, Team Captain or Team Iron Man.
Comments down below.
But we will see you all next time.
See ya.